Guys, it's the moment of truth. We have to talk about rope climbing. Every time I post rope climbing, it's the least popular thing. People hate it. People don't respond to it. But it's maybe because you don't know how to do it, and maybe because you don't have a rope. So A, get a rope. B, let's see if we can get some progressions in so you get an idea of what we want to talk about. So this is what we usually do. Beginners that don't have the upper body strength to climb can climb rope. We need to work on the technique and make sure that we get the wraps down or the foot placement down to be able to execute on the movement. So this is the first test we do with all our athletes. Arms up overhead as tall as we can. Can you hang and tuck your knees up into your chest? If you can hold that position for 5 seconds, you are good to go. Okay, 5 seconds. 10 is ideal, but if you got 5, we can forgive you and you can actually pass. So that's the first test. Hang, arms up high, knees up. We're not pulling with the arms are hanging, and we're just holding. That's progression number 1. Progression number 2. I'm gonna tuck my legs up, and I'm gonna kick one leg out, kick the other leg out. I'm gonna do a little ballerina thing here. Kick out, kick out. If I have that, I'm good to move on to step number 3. And this is what we're gonna do. Now is the time where we pick a leg. For example, my dominant leg for rope climbing is my right leg. So that's the one that I'm gonna be kicking out, and that's the one that I'm gonna wrap around the rope. So how I'm gonna do this is the following. I'm gonna place the rope in between my legs. Arms are gonna be up, and I'm gonna kick my dominant leg out. So rope goes in between my legs, I kick my dominant leg out. Once I know what leg I'm gonna kick out, I'm gonna kick that leg out, wrap. So look how I cross over the rope, wrap, and then kick again. Key thing is that when I kick out again, I do not kick down. I don't do this. Down here, no good. Up here, good. If you don't have the flexibility and the strength, you have to start mobilizing, do those little leg swings, do your L seats, do your L pull-ups, all the good stuff that's gonna make your rope climb better, okay? And the next thing is when we're actually gonna place the opposite foot on top of the rope and pinch to create a little wrap. So I'm gonna kick my dominant leg up and over, arms are hanging, step on top. Notice where I'm stepping, right on top of the rope, not on my shin. If I step on my shin, I slip out and I have no traction. So, easy concept. Wrap, kick, arms up. Place my foot on the rope. Now, if you notice, my arms are completely straight, and you should look at my hips. My hips are far away from the rope. They're not glued to the rope. If I'm glued to the rope, I'm starting to slide and slip, and now is when we're gonna see a lot of burning and weirdness going on. And that burning is no good because you'll be damaged for weeks, and it sucks. So try that out. See if you can wrap, hips away from the rope, arms are straight, just hanging, you'll be golden. All right, now we're anchored. We got a good wrap. We know how to hang. We feel secure. Now we have to start moving. How do we start moving? Pretty simple. All it is standing up. So kick, wrap, kick, arms up high. I put my foot on top of the rope. If you want to get even fancy, you can flex that toe a little bit. Nothing too fancy, but you can do that just to assure that you got a good wrap. Here comes the next step. I stand up, hips come up to the rope. I reach up over my head. That's your step. So all I did was, not using my arms, I stood tall. Now I pulled in. One more time. Stand tall, pull in. reach up overhead. That's your step. I am not pulling with my arms, I'm using my hips. I'm extending my hips and standing up against the rope. Once you have that, here comes the magic. And this is why we need to have the capacity of holding that little tuck hold or that little L seat that we did earlier, L hang that we did earlier. Here it comes. Kick, wrap, kick, arms up overhead. I stand, reach. Now it comes. And this is how we're gonna do it. With my foot, my right foot under my butt, I'm gonna pull up, hold a little tuck. I'm gonna shimmy a little bit just so that rope goes through, kick out in front of me, and I end up in the same position I started earlier, where my hips are far away from the rope, my arms are straight, and I'm nicely anchored to be able to do another step. So that's your climb. Wrap, kick, hips are far away, use your hips to stand, big reach. Tuck the leg up with your foot underneath you, shimmy a little bit just to get that rope to slide through, and then kick straight back out again. If you kick down, you're gonna be slipping and sliding and burning your leg. If you kick out or up, you're gonna be pinching and hanging, which is better. I'd rather bruise than bleed.